What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Or welcome if it's your first time here. You know, guys, it's not long until the midterm elections in November, and we're going to go cast our votes, and it's going to be a red wave, and everything is going to get better. The economy is going to be fixed. Our social issues are going to be fixed. The severe weather conditions out west with the drought are going to be fixed. The potential for World War III is going to be fixed. Everything is going to be fine once we cast our vote and we have this red wave in the Congress and in the Senate and in some of the governor's races. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. So there's no need to prepare, no need to prep. Preparation is a fool's game when we can just vote to make change and fix things. Yeah, I'm being sarcastic, guys. You know, a lot of people actually feel that way, though. They actually think that they can vote and fix everything. They put their faith in politics and politicians to make things better. Now, most of you out here watching this channel aren't like that. There's a few, but the majority aren't. But the general public, you know, the majority of the general public still thinks that they can vote and put their faith in politics and politicians and fix everything. And they fail to realize, apparently, that it was politics and politicians that caused all the issues we're facing right now. Political decisions made by politicians are the reason we're in the shape we're in. It's the reason that the economy is in the shape it's in. And most of the social issues also. The potential World War III that's going on right now, supply chain issues, shutdowns, lockdowns, unemployment, everything can be traced back to political decisions and politicians. So people think that the thing that's caused the problems to begin with is going to somehow be able to fix those problems. And it's not going to happen. You know, unfortunately, politics, especially at the federal level, is more like the WWE wrestling than, you know, the UFC. They have everything figured out in back rooms. They have their meetings before they actually go vote. They know how the vote's going to turn out, and they put on this vote in front of the people. A few people, depending on the issue, will get up and they will say this against this and fight against this, knowing full well how it's going to turn out. Now, I think there's probably a few people in the Senate and Congress that are actually good people who actually believe in the Constitution, who actually love America. However, you know, they are allowed to get in those positions, I think, because they want people to think that someone's on our side. They want people to think that the political voting system is honest and fair when it really isn't. So that a few people get in who actually believe, like they all should believe, in the Constitution of the United States of America and want the best. However, they know that those few people are the very small minority. And when it comes to a political system that's based on voting, then those people, those few, don't really have any power. You know, take Rand Paul, for example. He, I think, is one of the good ones, but he don't have any power. You know, he can question Fauci, he can talk to the media. However, when it comes down to actually having any power, he has that one vote. He really has no actual power to do anything or change anything. And that's the way they like it. You know, we have a two-party political system. There's been other parties that have tried, like the Tea Party, for example, libertarians, and others who have tried to break into that system. However, the Republicans and Democrats, they will squash that down because they want to have the power. And like I said, it's like the WWE. It's all make-believe, it's all fantasy, it's all fake conflict, at least the majority of it is, and they know what's going to turn out before the vote actually happens. You know, the main reason we have so many issues right now is big government. The federal government has grown far, far larger than it was ever intended to be. They keep taking power. They keep branching out with more organizations, more different police forces, more enforcement agencies, more. It started out, government is kind of like cancer. It starts out small, always, but then it grows larger and larger and larger and branches out. And by the time people realize what that it is, that's a parasite sucking the life out of the people, it's already too late. They've grown too powerful, but eventually the people and the cancer perish. And that's what's happening with the United States. And that's kind of like this collapse that's coming is going to be. There's going to be a massive change, massive upheaval, and it's not going to be because of voting or elections. The only thing that's going to fix this corrupt system, in my opinion, is a complete system overhaul. The states succeeding from the Union, for example, balkanization. So I focus my political votes, my political backing locally and at the state level, but especially locally. If you support a good sheriff, for example, mayors, aldermen, city council, you can actually get direct contact with these people, and they can stand in the way of a lot of these laws, like, for example, mask mandates. If the federal government comes out with these mandates, but the local mayors, local law enforcement won't enforce those, they have no power. So I focus my political efforts locally and, at the state level, support local. Now, guys, how many have you saw that's been elected, at the federal level? The president, for example, how many have come out and actually tried to shrink the size of government, tried to cut back all these departments and agencies, cut those out, and get the government back to about 10% of its current size? None. Even, Donald Trump didn't try to shrink government. He was big government. They all want that big government because they want that power. And it's not the Democrats, it's not the Republicans, it's both. No one wants to actually shrink the federal government. They want to grow it larger and larger and larger until it eventually collapses in upon itself. If a politician comes out and they try to actually do something, and they actually try to shrink the size of the federal government to get rid of a lot of these agencies, a lot of these agents, and to cut back, then I might support that politician, because that would show me that they're really serious about getting the United States back to what it was meant to be. The power is supposed to lie mainly with the states, and the federal government has grown and grown and grown, and it continues to grow, and that's why we have such massive spending and things like that. If you look back, after 9/11, who was in there? Republicans. And what did we get from the Republicans? The Patriot Act, NDAA, more power, more control, more government, federal authority. And guys, as far as all these issues that we have now, like the economy, the social issues, the issues are broad. We've passed the point of no return, in my opinion, especially with, the economy and social issues. It's too far gone. Too much spending, too much debt, too much corruption for politics to actually come in and fix it. We've passed the point of no return. There's going to be an economic collapse. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't so. I wish I could come on here and tell people that vote, the economy's going to get better, everything's going to be just fine. Social issues are going to get better. Issues abroad are going to be fixed. We're going to be living in the land of opportunity and milk and honey. Unfortunately, I can't do that with a straight face because it's not going to happen. We have passed the point of no return. Too much debt, too much spending, too much corruption, too many social issues, too much of a divide to actually be able to fix it without some major change and upheavals politically and socially. And guys, I'm not saying not to go out and vote. If you want to go out and vote, then by all means do that. And I actually encourage that. It doesn't cost anything to go vote. Besides, the gasoline or diesel you put in your vehicle to go from point A to the voting booth. But go cast your vote the way you want to vote. It's not going to hurt anything. So go out and do that. I encourage you to do that. But don't get this false hope that things are going to get just wonderful after you cast that vote and these other politicians go in. I don't think the red wave is going to be as red as people think it's going to be. There's reasons for that. I can't say on YouTube, but there will be some seats gained, I think. But like I said, it's not going to make a big difference in the grand scheme of things. Focus your political efforts locally. Know your alderman, know your county and town mayor, city mayor, know your sheriff, know what they are, what they actually stand for, and cast your vote there for sure. Get out and try to get people elected that will actually stand up for the Constitution, like your sheriff and your mayor and your alderman. The state level, vote for your governor. I wish we had a different governor than we have here in Tennessee. We have Governor Lee, which in my opinion is just another rhino Republican like the majority of them are. We have our Congress here in Tennessee is okay on certain issues, but really not all that great on other issues. And I wish we had some more farther right conservatives here in Tennessee, actually. But you know how it goes. Sometimes you don't always get what you want, unfortunately. But focus your political efforts locally, first and foremost. Go out and vote, at the federal level for your congressman and your senator and the president. But don't think it's going to miraculously just change everything and make everything better. You need to prepare. You need to rely on God. You need to rely on your own common sense and your own preparations and self-reliance. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. In the Creekmore Matter, and I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully.